All right. So, you know, I purposely make these videos knowing that it's not like what's happening to my brain when I make them. I know they do more bad things because I can see my brain just not functioning well. They just completely just becoming harder and harder for me to function. And I think this happens a lot when the more videos I make. I think what they do is just to make a whatever videos I make when I interact with making videos. Uh, they try to break me down. Lately, of course, as always, they try to make me feel incompetent. You know, and so you got to be strong because what they're gonna do everything. Everything's gonna be orchestrated in a way to make you think you're incompetent. So when they do these things to you, they're gonna be like, look, you're like you can't even do it. Like, and with me, what I've noticed with my current employer, who's obviously employed me to destroy my career, is my employer is trying to counter the reality that the people who put me in this program based on race, or race was a factor in this. Now, my perps are trying to portray themselves as some Avengers, as some kind of uh, Avengers, people who are supposed to protect the women and children, and of course you see these people that I'm showing here. Those are some of the coworkers. It's disgusting because they somehow think that at this point, with the level of validation, that the level of torment that I've seen these women go through, that I let them escape in that reality where they're avenging for what you've done. I'm like, oh my goodness, I know what you're part of. Outside these people try to make me feel agitated. They're yelling, "We're real men." We're gonna just like, no real men can do what you do. No real men's outside yelling and doing whatever to agitate people. That's not real men. That's a low life that works for pedophiles that do that. I will never let them live their fantasy. Whatever incompetency they try to make me believe I am, but mind you, though, my brain is going to route of illogicalness that I've never imagined. As a matter of fact, for them to even make me think that I should feel incompetent for certain things, are just obviously orchestrated, obviously put together for me to experience, trying to rile me up. It's like whatever. I know what I contributed. I know that the action I've taken was actions that were taken based on recommendation, based on performance of certain aspect of things, and so I know. Now, these people, their job, they first of all try to make you feel incompetent, but mostly they try to make you accept this pedophilia type of torture. These are the people who try to tell you who you are. The same people who try to cover up who put me in this program. The reason why they can't say Roy Moore, a pedophile that picked up kids. So you gotta be strong. Because they're going to try to break everything about what you actually know is true. What is true is these people are hired, contracted by these agencies, intelligence community, that are supposed to experiment and manipulate an individual into suicide. Of course, I knew when I was getting into these agencies, they were going to do what they were supposed to do. Torment me, make me feel incompetent, and they made it seem very early. I just noticed early they were doing these things. And the reason why they kept me there is because there was a purpose of some sort that consists of destroying a career. I understood that. So when things comes back now in certain ways, I'm like, okay, that's the day things come good, that I'll be surprised. That's not what's supposed to happen. I'm as a target individual, I should not be going to a company and be doing well. You'll never hear that. You'll never hear a TI being hired and not be tormented at his employment or having issues or some sort. That's not what I will never expect. That I'll expect always that people will do their best to depreciate me as the one I've said. I know that, but you have to look at yourself in the right light because they are going to try to put you in a situation that's falsified. Now, for example, you see these people, the empowerment, especially one of the person, you see the woman over there, they find empowerment all the time when they're able to say things that I'm going to experience. When it comes to me, they're gods in the sense that because as a target individual, and Ti knows this very well. Everything around you is orchestrated in certain ways. Everybody, every around you, I have some awareness that you don't in regard of what can happen to you, what's going to happen to you. And so in those moments, they feel like they're gods, when in reality, they're just nothing but trash, experimental human beings, including children. This woman knows that children are being tortured in the same program where she feels like God. She knows that these manipulations that they do to me have been done to others. They want you to accept this thing because, oh, look how incompetent when they create their incompetency. Look how incompetent when you did this. You see, that's proof. What? First of all, it has nothing to do with nothing. And second of all,
experience, along with the brain being microwaved and along with some internet research, is what made me put the puzzle pieces together to realize that I was experiencing remote external manipulation via electronic weapons, because these symptoms of sexual assault were not physiologically normal or possible without external manipulation. It is not physiologically normal to just have repeated spontaneous orgasms all through the night like that, literally one right after another. And then it all made sense when I learned about microwave weapons. In 2015, I began to experience what some call V2K, or voice to skull. This involves the projection of voices, noises, and music directly into my mind to communicate with me in real time and at the speed of thought. And it also includes the manipulation of thoughts, emotions, and perceptions in the person's mind. Additionally, the targeting is all highly perverted and sexual, as well as destructive and violent.
you know how hard it is to function when you're tortured and radiated? Of course, you're not going to be at your best. And even that is, even with all that going, I'm able to function and compete and be competent to some certain level. It's not the best me, of course. It will never be the best me. I'm being fried up every day. Every day. Every day I'm manipulated, tormented, tortured. Nobody can function at his best or her best during those moments. But we do the best as target individual. You understand that? But I understand some of these things is manufactured. You manufacture this incompetency. You orchestrate this incompetency that you call. You make it look like incompetency, but this is because they want you to somehow doubt yourself about the pedophilia things they do, the manipulation they do, and you have people around you that's supposed to make you subscribe to it. They try to get you to think that you should like to a level of no return. So, to our target individual, listen to these testimonies. Listen to that. Do you think that these people don't know this is true? Like these two people here, very competent. One of many of my coworkers.
Their lifestyle and similar mental images. Almost all targets are forced to view child pornography in their minds. And vice versa.
And it's somebody trying to take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophiles, like this disgusting things. And you saw where I was going with that first word. Disgusting things that I don't even want to talk about because it makes me sick. I don't even like those words in my mind. But it is what it is. So I have no choice now but to acknowledge that there are people in my
very high level, whatever, well spoken, analytical, but somehow when it comes to this reality, they become a little bit dumbed down. They block it out. They counter it with, oh, it's gonna be horrible. They tell me how horrible my life is gonna be, which is true. My life is gonna be horrible, and I know because not only they do these horrible things to me, but they do that to women and children. But on top of that, they're the type of people who wants to compensate for the obviousness. These intellectuals have to, how dumb they have to make themselves be to believe that this thing is just happening organically. They're involved in it. On top of that, they will try to do, oh, we're doing it because you deserve, because what you've done. And then you hear this woman talking about what they do to her. These children, what they do to these children.
Find out that I'm targeted individual since 2012, and right now I'm a full-time mom.
I live in New York City, and I am a victim of organized stalking, electronic harassment, microwave torture, V2K abuse, and I'm asking you to help us end this crime against humanity, which has impacted men, women, children all around the world.
Hi, I'm Wan from Malaysia. My family are targeted individuals. We are victims of cyber torture, and I will not give up. I will fight to the end.
Targeted individual from Long Beach, California, and I've been a TI since 2016.
My name is Kevin M., and I'm a targeted individual.
Global Targeted Individual Day, August 29, 2020. My name is Sandra Williams, and I'm a victim of microwave torture, organized stalking, and electronic harassment. I live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and my torture began in 2005.
I'm Eleanor White, age 80, retired engineer, living in Canada. I have been a
Hello, I'm making this video to honor the 3rd Annual Targeted Individual Day. That's August 29th, 2020. My name is Linda Marie Sharp in Mendocino County, California, United States. I am a targeted person and have been for over 12 years. I am electronically tortured by directed energy weapons.
Hi, my name is Lisa Davis and I'm in Duluth, Minnesota. I am a targeted individual, an illegally targeted citizen. I'm here today hoping to help bring awareness to a growing crime the United Nations has labeled cyber torture.
Hi, my name is Julia Myrtle Blakeney and I live in Kansas City, Missouri. I've moved from California and I am a targeted individual. God bless you and hang in there.
RDI or similar things. So by doing this, we can support each other in lawsuits, taking our information to the courts, to the local police, to the communities, and to the public at large to inform them how true what we are talking about of this horrific program that we're going through. Thank you very much. God bless everyone.
And reality needs to shine light on these sadistic cowards hiding in the dark. Count your blessings and pray that you'll never have a story to record.
My name is Allison. I live in New Hampshire, and I just wanted to say thank you for everything that everyone is doing today for Targeted Individual Day.
Hello.
And am a victim of organized
We
stalking,
need this to stop.
electronic
That's it.
harassment,
Now I understand, and they tell me how bum I'm gonna be. Like, you do these homelessness things, you ruin people's life, and they end up living with nothing. People, women with careers and all of that, you hear that living on people's couches, living in their car. So I know these things, but one thing they don't know, but they know I'm gonna say, is they don't know what's gonna happen to them. As much as I say that, they don't know what the F is gonna happen to them. This woman who involved herself in a program that do horrible things to even children, that force people to think about think of pedophilia things like that, like enforce your brain to be manipulated. That obviously has been validated. This man, this person, let's just not even call me a man. I don't even care about these things. Call me this person, this subject. Let's just say, is aware that this pedophilia type of torture is done.
Keep myself alive to get me to the day when I can be free from this torture. Every day has been a miracle of survival. I also experience what is referred to as malodorance. This is the alteration of the smell sensation so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture, including the threat of planted
Others. I'm not a genius. Matter of fact, if any time, I've never been a genius since this moment. I'm becoming less and less genius-like because of people around me doing things to my body. They tell me how I'm writing. I'm like, yes, I'm writing, and you're writing. But guess what? I know what you guys do to women and children. I know you can say Roy Moore. You guys work for pedophiles. Is it just random that this article come out when you do this thing to me?
By satellites acknowledge viewing images of child sexual abuse during polygraph examinations. This is so disturbing. At a symposium in 2016, Daniel Payne, a top Pentagon security official, said that when workers' computers were examined, the amount of child porn I see is just unbelievable. Is this something that is happening for whatever reason with more frequency in our intelligence agencies, or is this something that is more pervasive in the general population than I originally realized? I mean, what's going on here? This is so bizarre and so evil.
Allie, we're told, and when I was put through recruitment into the intel community, you're put through polygraphs, you're put through a rigorous selection process. Why aren't these people weeded out? Why are so many pedophiles allowed to be given top-level security clearance? Remember, these aren't just people walking in off the street and saying, hey, can I get hired? Can I get a job? You're put through an extremely rigorous background check screening process. It's called an SSBI, single scope background investigation. There are people, they interview you, they interview your family, they interview your contacts, they go through your online footprint, they go through everything. So why is it that when they're going through these footprints, they're not checking, these digital footprints, they're not checking for so many pedophiles getting through their ranks? If it were up to me, you need to go into Congress, and Congress needs to launch a brand new church committee, number one, to talk about domestic surveillance operations.
No. This is the things that you know is coming, but you couldn't do nothing about. Now imagine the things you don't know is going to come to you. These people will tell me how to watch us like, yo, I understand why you will involve yourself in this world, because reality is, I see these people. People have diseases, they have conditions and things like that. But with me, my conditions have put in me. I'm being made to be sick. I'm forced to see things in these disturbing ways. This is manipulated. I can't breathe properly because something's happened to me. My heart is not functioning well because something's happened to me. My brain is not functioning well because something's happened to me. These people are doing this to me. They have the issue that I've been forced to have. They're literally projecting so much, including this pedophilia type of torture, because there's a bunch of pedos in these agencies. And you have this woman try to play the feminist role. Oh, you dance to this woman. I was like, what? Some of these women are frying up other women, raping them, and using this technology, or participating in their torment. These people are delusional. They live a delusional world. They say, we're doing it for this woman. It's like, oh, please. How many women are you guys frying and killing? That you're all of a sudden deluding yourself that you're something else. Oh, we are now. And we share this. We don't share you. So because these people do torture women, but not us. So shut the F up. You torture women too. But you work for people who torture, but you don't play like you're not hands on when you torture them. Never. Let them watch me suffer and get tortured and killed and stabbed and raped and all that shit. I will never let you live in fantasy. Yes, you frame. Because you're trash. You know what? You're actually trying to make me think I'm incompetent because this is something 99% while I'm being fried up and manipulated, and then, okay. We frame. Oh. And you think I'm going to be doubtful of myself. To all my target individuals, listen to this testimony, listen to this, and you see these people here trying to get you to accept these things.
Burns on the palms of both of my hands, bouncing out of my body. I can't even describe it. I get electric shock of my rectum. I get electric shock up my nose. I've woken up with burns on the end of my tongue. I've had burns on the palms of both of my hands. I vibrate. I can barely hold a piece of paper without quivering. Does that answer your question?
I'm trying to find what's the source of
The source are these exotic weapons. They talk about in 2977, they talk about the space weapons, space-based weapons. Basically, in that document, it talks about exotic weapons. That's what we're talking about. And the fact of the matter is, they did complete that global surveillance network. My cousin worked for the Defense Department. She worked on the global mapping of that system. And when I told her what I was going through, all she could say was, "You're on your own." Well, I've figured that out. If you would please, I urge you to pass this. I realize you can't enforce it, but if you would pass it, it might give other communities the courage to do the same thing and show our Defense Department we are not the enemy. We are not to be attacked. We are not terrorists. Most of us are defenseless women.
And finding so much pride. This woman's a black girl or something like that. I'm trying to talk about me as a kid. It's like, oh, really? Autistic child being suffocated. Down syndrome children being tortured sexually. 3-week-old babies. 3-week-old babies. Sorry. No. 3-week-old babies radiated to the point where the people, the doctors were thinking that this baby had some kind of, I think, learner disease. And they tried to do something. 3-week-old. These people torture the most vulnerable sexually sometimes. Can you imagine? So I'm not going to let them live the fantasy. This is why I'm spending my last words saying. Because those words will come back to them. They're just bottom feeders. The weakest of the weak. When you see them, it's so you become you almost laugh at it. So I'm here, I was like, oh gosh, I mean, look at you now. In your glory, your godlike face. Look at you. You see them. I used to try to take a picture of them, rush to see how they look. After going to the airport and see a few of them following me, oh my gosh. I will start putting pictures of these people, and you see, they're just what these people look like. So yes, horrible things are going to happen to me because this employer of mine put me in this program. This is why they can say Roy Moore. They're going to try to compensate. They're going to add extra spice onto it because what they wanted to present themselves as is never going to work out. They're going to say what I'm going to say in advance. They're going to do all this, what this technology can do. But these people that you see are involved in programs where women and children are tortured and try to delude themselves that, oh, I should, I'm whatever they paint me as. These people are in a program that manipulate people, including women, to think in these pedophile ways, to experience these disgusting dreams. This is what I want to do before I die, is continuously speak about this before I can speak. This is how I would like to end things for me. I want to be able to say day in and day out that these people are going to do their best to make you feel like you're nothing, to make you think that you're incompetent, even though they are manipulating your brain, frying your brain, making you even actually less competent than ever because of what's happened to you. And you have to work extra, triple, quadruple more just to function. But this trash all day in and day out, they just watch you, torment you, using this sophisticated weapon that doesn't even need their brain. Like the brain, basically, this thing it seems to be super sophisticated. Even that children can do this, and it seems that it's happening. That children are involved. You see these kids saying things like, okay, yeah, this technology has this sophistication. Try to tell you you're incompetent. You who being radiated, fried up, manipulated mentally, tormented, noise campaign, please. And on top of that, the things they try to create is incompetency that is being orchestrated, manipulated. Try to make you think this way, knowing that it's because, like everything is orchestrated. My failures are not mine anymore. That's how bad things are. That's how manipulated I am. I don't even have my own failure. I don't fail anymore. I don't. Failing will consist of me actually doing something to me. I don't even do this. Is not even for me anymore. There's no such thing as failing at this point for me. There's just enduring. Just enduring and dealing with the manipulations. My failures are not mine. My winnings are not mine. Nothing. I'm no longer in charge of anything. I'm no longer in charge of anything. So, matter of fact, they were trying to make me think. I'm no longer. My brain is just everything's orchestrated. But I get to know something right now. They know what I'm going to say, but they don't know what's going to happen to them. They're going to watch me, but they don't know what's going to happen to them. They haven't watched themselves die. They don't even know when the day's going to come for them. They don't know how they're going to die. They don't know what kind of sickness they're going to have. They don't know if something's going to happen to their family members. They don't know nothing. Some people who were involved, like this woman and this man, talking about how awkward it was, killed themselves. They killed themselves. I remember the last conversation. They would tell me how awkward something. They did some things. What literally? This person looked happy. I mean, but he was a god too. But something happened to him. Did he see me suffer? Probably. He probably was able to see what's going to happen to me. These people played God when they're just trash. And me, I found dignity that somehow things were available for me to see them as I can see now. For now, because I know they're blinding people. They also blind children. So everything, like I can bring up all the testimony, which is why I bring this when I make these videos. You're gonna hear women talk about being blind or blinding her. Family kids, 9-year-old kids being blinded by this technology. You're gonna hear the torture of women around the world. You're gonna hear that there's actually patterns of pedophilia in these agencies in charge of these things here. These bottom feeders are just the bottom feeders. These men and women are bottom feeders, even though they have a nice
Burns on the palms of both my hands, bouncing out of my body. I can't even describe it. I get electric shock of my rectum.
position at work. Of course, they're not here working on directed energy or electronic weaponry that could utilize satellites and other sophistication of weaponry. No, but they're just involved in that program. They're just the bottom feeders in this program, regardless of what positions and salary they're getting paid. As I say that, they try to create some racial things in my head. And you see them for what they are. They work for entities with patterns of pedophilia while they do the pedophilia type of torture, which you just heard from Jackie, from Mariana, from this surveys that shows that majority of target individuals with V2K are forced to have this pedophilia type of torture. Try to talk about me as a child. Say, oh, that was you when you were.
Their lifestyle and similar mental images. Almost all targets are forced to view child pornography in their minds. And vice versa.
What? What? I know you're in a program that tortures children, and I know you do the pedophilia type of torture, and I know the people who do these things have actually been pedophiles, are pedophiles. While you try to talk about me as a child. Look. He's like, oh no, you were. I was like, no, I was a kid who did something stupid as a child. But you, obviously, are supposed to make me subscribe to this pedophilia type of torture. And so you try to make me think this is me as a child. Well, you're renowned for doing your pedophilia type of torture. You see how my brain...
And it's somebody trying to take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophilia.
has gone to this level of illogical. That's why I'm saying my brain is becoming less and less genius-like. Not to say I was ever a genius, but I'm just trying to be comical in the sense that I'm becoming less and less smart. And so I know they're going to do horrible things to me. Because I'm saying that even though my brain is just being countered with nonsensicalness. So they're going to enjoy watching me die. But it's going to be empty at the end. I'm going to die, and that's that. Left video saying they never subscribed, they do this spiritual type of torture, they torture women, children. This whole thing was never subscribed to. And then they don't know what's going to come to them. So look at these people. See them for what they are. Sophisticated weaponry, but they're nobodies. They can play God with you, but they don't know what the F is going to happen to them. My life is going to be brutal, like one Kina Jones said. They don't know what's going to happen to them. What disease they're going to get. What cancer they're going to get. Who's going to die. Who they going to see die. Who beside me. What if they lose. They don't know. Remember, they play God to you. They do all these things to you. They make you sick. They make you lose your teeth. They don't know what anything is going to happen to them. They can just plan and hope for the best. But when that moment comes, they don't understand why. So to all my talking to do not subscribe to these things. This is how I want to spend my last day doing. Speaking about what these people are. And I'm thankful that these people were able to show themselves at least. And I will see them for what they are. And always give credit to the people who put me in this program. The reason why they can say Roy Moore.